loves, what's up? It's Rachel back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I've seen a lot of these videos go around and I actually am really interested in watching these videos. I like to see what people think of each palette. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this video. I don't have any updates except I didn't put a whole lot of makeup on. I'm kind of like itchy in this corner. I don't know what's going on. So when I'm finished with my night, I'm going to take this makeup off and really take good care of my skin. I have a skincare routine. I do it every night, but I don't know what's going on. It's like right here around my nose. It's itching me to death. There's no bumps or anything. It's just really, really itchy. So I'm going to take care of that. But I put these glasses on. I love these glasses. If I had these glasses with a prescription in it, I'm telling you guys, I would wear these all the time. I just love them, even though they're not actually like real glasses. I've had these ever since I was in high school. Maybe middle school, I can't remember, but love them. I actually done a video on these like a long time ago. It's when I was first starting my channel, but also I wanted to wait to film. I had tried to film 2 times before this, and honestly, my mood just wasn't there, and I didn't want to get on camera and try to film like when I wasn't really feeling it. So now I'm going to be doing this video. I'm really excited for it. Again, I love to watch these. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, but before I do, if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you'd like, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you can also hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get started ranking these palettes. So just a sneak peek, this is what my Anastasia palette collection looks like. Again, I do have 14 here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So in 14th place, I think the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette would be number 14. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This is an older palette, and I did get a lot of use out of this palette. I think the colors in it are really pretty. I have done so many pretty lists with this palette, but honestly, if I am ranking these palettes and I look at all of them, I think this was the start for Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like their quality has improved so much. This is not bad quality whatsoever. I just feel like they got even better. So that is why it's number 14. I really like the colors in it, these purples over here. I use pink champagne to death. I also use this pinky shade. This wasn't dropped. I did just hit pan on it. Really, really pretty. I really enjoyed the colors, but like I said, they had just evolved so much that this is number 14th. In my opinion, again, when I look at all of them, this is probably the one that I would grab for the least. In 13th place, I have the Artist palette. This is an older palette as well. This one is just really, really cool. I feel like the colors are really unique and they're really different. This kind of reminds me of like a New York vibe in a way, but I really do enjoy this palette. Again, the quality is pretty good. I feel like this wasn't the best quality for them. I used the crap out of this shade right here. I'd love to throw it in the crease and call it a day, but these are really pretty. These are really different, really unique, and I think it goes really well with like the theme Artist palettes. These just look like really like bold, like statement colors. Again, the formula wasn't bad, but they have done things so much better, so this is why it is in 13th place. In 12th place, I have the Anastasia Lavish palette. This is an old palette as well. I have actually brought this up recently and talked about how much I actually love this palette. The formula is really, really nice. I love the colors in here. I think they go so well together. This does slide out, so that's how you know it's really old as well. These colors in here are some staples that they actually put in some of their palettes like up to date. So you have Orange Soda. This is a really cult classic shade. And then there's this shade called Sienna, and I feel like they put that in some of their recent palettes. I could be wrong on that one, but this is just really, really pretty. I love the colors. Again, the only reason that I have it in 12th place is because they have evolved so much. This is an older palette, but I definitely think that they should remake this palette, bring it out again. I feel like it would do so well and just vamp up the packaging, and I feel like they'd have a hit again. This was so popular. I remember when I was watching YouTube way back when, and some of my favorite YouTubers would talk about this palette, and I love it. I love it to this day. But again, they have just evolved so much. That's why I am giving it number 12. I keep worrying that I'm going to get like out of order and say the wrong number, so hopefully not. But in 11th place, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. So this is what it looks like. This palette did go on sale a lot. This palette did end up going to Marshalls and TJ Maxx. This is what you have going on the inside. The colors are really pretty, and I think alone the colors are really pretty, but something about putting them all together, I don't know what it is. I feel like they just mud up. This is not the best from Anastasia, even though this is one of the newish palettes, I would say, but I really do enjoy the colors. I think they're fun. I just feel like something about them, they just mud up on me. I don't know what the deal is. Again, the colors are gorgeous. I feel like this is a vamped up version of the artist palette in a way. And again, I want to repeat that the quality is not bad. It's just I cannot use a lot of colors out of this palette at once. I have to like dip a few, maybe 2 colors in here and then dip somewhere else in a different palette or something because they just mud up on me. So that's why I put it as number 11. In 10th place, I had the Subculture palette. Now, I got along with this pretty well, and then sometimes I wouldn't. So I ended up putting this in here because I feel like the formula shouldn't be this hard to work with. Now, a lot of people was arguing saying that this was made for an artist, you know, it's like a pro palette. Well, if that's the case, they should have said something because they were marketing it for all people, even people that are beginners. So they didn't really say anything. I just feel like the formula is really difficult to work with. I have got this palette to work for me, but sometimes I get so aggravated with it that I don't even grab for it. But the colors are absolutely stunning in here. I wish that they would make this palette in an easier formula to work with. They just kick up so much powder, it's insane. And some of the colors, when they mix up together, they don't mix well together. They end up going darker than they should. But again, the colors are absolutely stunning. I feel like this is a really pretty fall palette. So it has nothing to do with the colors. I put this one here for the quality. Even though I know that the quality was meant for like an artist, I don't feel like they said that in the beginning. I feel like they said that after they saw people were having such a hard time with it. So that is why this one is number 10. But I will say this one more time, the colors are stunning. In 9th place, I have the Carly Bible palette. So this is what the packaging looks like. At this moment, I'm filming this palette. It's actually on sale. I think it's retailing for $31. I paid the full price for it. I bought it when it came out. But this is what it looks like on the inside. I will say this, the colors are so unique. Some of these colors are absolutely stunning and you don't really see it in palettes these days. This palette, in my opinion, has warm tones and cool tones, but I feel like it leans more cool, and I love that about it. This shade right here is everything to me. I love it, but I will say that the quality in this palette was hit and miss, but I do like the quality better than the Subculture, so that's why it's a step up for me. But some of these shades are definitely hit and miss. This shade called Mandela right here is really lackluster. It doesn't show as good as it should, and I feel like some of these just lack pigment. So the color story is amazing. I have nothing wrong with the color story, it's just strictly the quality. So that is why it is in 9th place. Now we start getting down to the nitty gritty, and I had to be like, I just really had to pick my favorites here. So in 8th place, I had the Riviera palette. This is what the packaging looks like. I bought this when it first came out. I paid the full price for it. I paid the full price for all of these. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This shade right here, I actually dropped. It's been a while, but I just wanted to let you guys know why it's cracked like that. This palette is really pretty. The colors are pretty. I just don't gravitate toward this palette. Something about it, I don't feel that inspired when I look at it. Again, the colors are pretty, but it's nothing exciting to me, so that is why it's at number 8. Again, I'm down at the nitty gritty, and I had to be really picky, and I just had to be honest and let you guys know, like, this is here because the color story. The quality is amazing, but I don't feel inspired with this, and I don't gravitate toward this palette because of that. I just feel like they have palettes that are much better than this, so that is why it's at number 8. We're going to get down to the palettes that I'm loving, so again, this is number 8. In 7th and 6th place, I had a hard time because I was going back and forth between these two palettes, and I didn't know which one I wanted to put as 7th, and the other one that I wanted to put as 6th, I just didn't know. But I ended up doing this. For 7th place, I had the Sultry palette. I really enjoy this palette. I think the color story is really pretty. It's like a cool tone neutral palette. The metallic shades in here are very gorgeous, and the mattes blend out so well for me. And again, nothing's wrong with the color story, nothing's wrong with the quality. I just had to go with my gut and pick what is actually my favorite. So this is what I mean when I say it's down to the nitty gritty. So this is number 7 for me. Again, if you're into this color story, it's absolutely stunning. I love the colors, and I actually go for this quite a bit, but we're getting down to my favorites. And in 6th place, I had the Soft Glam palette. I feel like this is a beautiful neutral palette, and I used to complain and be like, I never grabbed for that. I'm never going to grab for that. But I actually have been grabbing for it here lately. I think the colors are absolutely stunning. Again, you do have this shade right here called Orange Soda. I said that that was in the Lavish palette. And then you do have Burnt Orange as well. Absolutely stunning. Here's that Orange Soda shade, but these are just really, really pretty. You can get very glam looks with this, or you can get very subdued looks with this. So what I mean by that is you can go very glam, or you can go very natural. You don't have to go like all the way with this palette if you don't want to. The mattes in here blend out so well, and the metallic shades are just really, really pretty. I will say in this palette, the metallics are not my favorite. I feel like she has palettes that have much better metallic shades than this, but I feel like overall this is just a really good like classic palette. palette, like a standard palette, and I feel like a lot of people can get a lot of use out of this palette. So if you're into neutrals, I would definitely suggest this palette, especially if you have never tried an Anastasia palette and you're into neutrals. I feel like this is definitely a good way to go, but for me, it's number 6. Again, just because I don't grab for it as much. I have palettes that I prefer over this one. Now, a lot of y'all might be surprised, and some of you may not be, but for number 5, I have the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy palette. The packaging on this is 10 out of 10. It's absolutely stunning. They killed it with the packaging. Really, really pretty. I love just the shine and the glitter, but I will say that the quality on this palette is just okay for me. It's not the worst quality. It's better than the Carly Bible palette, but I don't know. It's just like some of the shades I expect to be more than what they are, and they're not. These pressed glitters definitely aren't special at all. This one called Liddy is actually really hard to work with. They don't swatch well either. They don't apply that great on the eyes. I will say that this pressed glitter called Gemini is better than Liddy. The metallic shades are okay, but overall I'm just not that impressed. Honestly, with this whole palette, the one color that really stands out to me is called Anastasia. It's this really pretty pinky shade. And this shade called Barb also. It's like a pinky purple duochrome. This shade called Barb is what the Carly Bible one should have been. The quality on this one is so much better. Like that pinky purple duochrome shade in the Carly Bible palette was very lackluster, but this one is actually really good. Overall, it's just I expected more. This is definitely a miss for me, but I will say this quality is better than the Carly Bible palette. This could have been done a lot better, I just feel like. That is why it's at number 5. And then we're getting down to my favorites. So number 4 is definitely the Alyssa Edwards palette. I love this palette. If you're somebody you're into bright, bold shades, you definitely would love this palette. I'm pretty sure this palette has been at Marshall's, TJ Maxx. It's been on sale before, but this is what it looks like. Absolutely stunning. Now with this formula, it tends to be a little bit more drier than her typical palettes, but I absolutely love it. It's pretty easy to work with. I made a lot of pretty looks with this palette, and you do have some neutral tones over here, like some nice crease shades, but these pops are absolutely stunning. Look at this pink, this blue. And I hope you can see on camera, but this is a really pretty purple. I love this shade to use like in the crease. Absolutely stunning. And I just feel like this palette didn't have a lot of time to shine because Anastasia just went boom, boom, boom with the palette releases. And it was like Alyssa Edwards. And then it was like maybe, I think it was Jackie Aina, then it was Carly Bible. Not one palette had time to breathe and get what it deserved. I feel like they would have made more sales that way, but that's just my opinion. I feel like a lot of people don't have this palette and they're missing out. I'm telling you guys, if you're into bright, bold shades, you definitely need this palette. It's one of my favorites from Anastasia. I love it. Now, if you watched in my palette video, which is, it's on my last video, but it's the one before that, I done my eyeshadow palette collection video, and that is a super long video here on my channel. But I was talking about my Anastasia palettes, and I was telling you guys, which is all out of order. So if you think you've seen all my Natasha Denona, you think you've seen all my Urban Decay or whatever, that video is just mixed up. You'll see random brands, and you think that's it, but it's not. But anyways, I was saying in that video that my top 3 Anastasia palettes was definitely the Modern Renaissance, the Norvina palettes, and the Jackie Aina palettes. And I stuck to that because I truly believe that is my favorite. So this was really hard for me because, again, these are my top 3 favorites from Anastasia. But in third place, I think it has to be Modern Renaissance. I have got so much use out of this palette. This palette is absolutely stunning. I love the color story, and the formula is absolutely amazing. It works out so well for me. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I have hit pan. The mattes in here blend out so well. The metallics, well, they're more so like shimmer shades, work out so well for me. I highly recommend this palette. I know this is an older release from Anastasia, but I don't feel like you'd be disappointed if you don't own it. Absolutely stunning. And if you are into this color story, you definitely need this. This is definitely one of my favorites, and this was so hyped up. I remember people used to talk about it all the time, and I know this palette really did well for Anastasia, so definitely my top 3. It was so hard for me to like pick which one I wanted to put 1, 2, and 3. I just knew it was out of these 3 palettes, but definitely recommend this palette. I love it so much. I can't say enough good things, and I used to get so much use out of this palette, and I have actually been grabbing for it here recently, so highly recommend. I love this palette. So in second place, I have the Anastasia Jackie Aina palette. This is what it looks like. Absolutely stunning. I just love the color story in here. I think the metallic shades are absolutely stunning as well. I have got a lot of use out of this palette. I feel like the colors just mesh really well together, and I just love the formula of this. I watched Jackie's video when she was coming out with this palette. She talked how she wanted her metallic shades to be the same formula as the Norvina palettes, and I feel like she did that, so this is absolutely stunning. I love the formula. This is definitely one of my favorites. I highly recommend it. Also, I am going to mention this. This palette is on sale right now at the moment that I'm filming this video. It's on sale for $31 as well, along with the Carly Bible. And that leads me to my number one favorite palette from Anastasia, which this is crazy considering they have come out with so many more palettes since this, and this still tends to be my favorite. So this is the Norvina palette. Now when I show you this, it's going to be a little bit broken. I had dropped this. It's very messy, but this is what it looks like. The metallic shades in here are so blinding on the lids. I'm telling you guys, they are so blinding. The mattes in here blend out so well. I love the color story of this. I'm actually going to get a new one of these. I'm going to continue to use this one up because I know that I can go through this really fast, but I need a new one of these. Absolutely stunning, you guys. The colors just are so unique in my opinion. You have really pretty mattes in there that are basic. You have some unique matte shades, and then you also have metallics that have the most unique formula to them ever, I feel like. These are some of the best metallic shades that I have ever used. The color story is just amazing. I can't say enough good things about this, and this is definitely my number one favorite from Anastasia in general. But again, my top three favorites in order is number one, Norvina, number two, Jackie Aina, and number three, Modern Renaissance. And if you don't have those palettes and you're into those color stories, you need them. But other than that, that was everything. That is my Anastasia palettes ranked. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I just want to thank you guys so much for being here and liking and commenting. It honestly means the world, and don't think that you go unnoticed because I truly see you and I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. But before you go, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell below so you're notified every time I upload a video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.